Alright, so basically the last time we ended up creating products and we were able to handle image upload for each and every product that we put out there, right? And so we want to move on to the next thing, that is updating our product, right? So in order for us to be able to update our product, let's create a new variable. Say update product. So update product is going to be an asynchronous function, and it's going to be a request response, and then we're going to create the error section, and then we have our try catch block as usual. We are going to login. We are logging our errors. Okay, and then we're going to create a response status. We want to create a response status 500, and then a JSON object. And then inside the JSON object we have the message key, and then the value saying product was an error occurred updating product. Okay, then under here we have the error object, and then we are going to say error dot message, right? Okay, so now that we have this, let us now create a function for updating the product. So we are going to say const updated product is equal to await. Then we pick up the product model that we called here up here. Then we say dot find by ID and update. Okay, so we just select this one, and then we inside this method, what are we going to pass in? We are going to first of all pass in the request dot params dot ID. Okay, then we bring the comma, and then the second argument is basically going to be what we are doing inside, or the type of action that we are performing inside that model or inside that collection, right? And then we are saying we want to set, or we want to update the value, right? Now what value are we updating? Okay, then that is going to be whatever we pass into the request body. Okay, then we are going to come here, and then for the last argument we are going to pass in the object new, and then we are going to set that to true. Okay, the reason why we are doing this is because if we just do this section without adding a new is equal to true or something like that, we wouldn't be able to output the immediate result of the updated product, right? So we need to add that so that we don't run into any complications in the future. Okay, so once you're able to do that, let us send that back as a response. Okay, so res.status 200, and then JSON object, and then we'd say that we want to send a message that says product has been updated successfully. Okay, and then here we would say that what updated product. Okay, so now that we have set this up, we've been able to set this up, let us export it. So update product, then we would go to the product routes, and then we would duplicate this, then we'll make this, we'll set this to a put. Okay, we'll set that to put, and then over here we could change the image while trying to we could change an image while trying to update it. So we can leave this, and then yes, still verify admin. And so over here we can just say updated product. Oh, sorry, update product. Actually, update product. So basically, when we go to localhost 4000 and we go to let's go to the routes file. Yes, and we go to products and we make that a put request, we should be able to update any value inside the database or inside the product collection in the database. So now that we set up the update products, we want to go into the next thing, the next controller. Yes, and of course let's not forget ID, because we don't forget we took the request.params.id, so let's not forget to pass in our ID. Okay, then let's now move on to delete. Okay, let's now work on delete basically. So I'm going to come here, and then we would have to create a delete controller or a delete functionality for the product. So I'll copy this and I'll paste that here. They're very similar, so no need to stress that much about them. So I'll just hold this, then what else? I think I'll hold this. Okay, then I'll change them to delete. So deleted product has been deleted successfully, and then I'll say deleting deleting a product. And what else? Yes, so what I'll do here is I'll just have to clean this, including this comma, and then let's cut this off so the code becomes clean. Okay, then over here you have to change it to find by ID and delete. Okay, so request the params.id, and then we delete. So over here we are just going to pass in deleted products. Okay, that is if we want to see the products that we deleted. Okay, but usually it doesn't matter if you see the product you deleted. So yes, you can just even clean this. You can clean this out and just await your deleted products in general. Okay, so now that we know this, or now that we know how this one works in general, we want to be able to export the function so we can use it in our route as usual. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to export this. Okay, so we can delete we can export the delete product here. Okay, I hope I'm not getting any errors because I can see some things. Let's go into the problem section and see. It says what honestly let us run our project to see what is going on. So I'm going to say cd server, and I'm going to say npm start. See if you're going to get an error inside our terminal. Okay. Yes, so this is the issue. Let's take it off. There was an issue here. Okay, so now that we've been able to export it, let's go into our product section and copy, paste this. Okay, then let's change this to a delete. Okay, and then over here, okay, you should be able to delete by an admin. And then what else? We are taking this off, obviously. Okay, then yes, so an admin should be able to delete the product. So we are going to set this to delete product. It should import it automatically, and then we can now move on to the next one, which is get product. Okay, so let's go back to the product controller, come here and then continue. So moving on to getting just one product, we can basically just say const get product as usual. It's an asynchronous function taking a request response, then with the error function, and then we have a try catch block. We have a try catch block here, and then we are logging out the we are logging it out in the console, and obviously we have rest the status 500. Okay, then we have JSON object having a message of if you get your product, you should be able to get it successfully. Like, you getting the product is successful. So yeah, I don't think, let me just console log or respond to the error message. I think that's what we would need basically. Okay, so over here, what we can do is we can create you can basically create a variable called product, and then we are going to await this product by calling the product variable that we took from the top here, the product model, then dot find by id. Okay, because you're going to pass it through the params. So request dot params, okay, dot id. Don't forget, we are getting this id from here, request dot params this. So let's change this to get. Okay, this is the params dot id. So this is the id that we're getting from the parameters, and then you don't need to verify anybody when you're trying to get just one product, right? We'll change this in a bit. So let me just take this off and then go back. Then once we're able to await this product and store it inside this variable, we should be able to respond it to the client. So say rest the status 200 is equal to JSON, then product, obviously. Then we can now export. So get product. We go back into our product route and just get one product. So get product. Okay, now we can get all products. Okay, we can get all the products that we need. We can take this off. Okay, we can set this to get products, of which we are now about to create. Okay, so what we can do to get all products is basically something a bit advanced, for beginners, but it's not that advanced. At the end of the day, I've already explained querying in one of our previous videos, so this one should be pretty easy to walk through. Okay, so what we'll do right now is I'm going to this part. Okay, I going to the product, then I'm going to create a new, so I'm going to say create product, and then I'm going to, so it's an asynchronous function as usual, request response with the arrow section, and then what do we have? We have our try catch block as usual. So I mean let's just copy this. Let's just copy this and paste it in here. And let's remove this section. Okay, so what we can do is we can basically create, so we can say now inside our get all products controller function, we want to get products in two different ways, right? We want to get the latest products. Okay, we want to be able to get the latest products, and at the same time we want to be able to get the products by its category. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I'm going to say latest, and I'm going to say so I'm going to let's say latest queue, or okay, let's put a queue here. Okay, latest queue or queue latest, and then we'll say request dot query, okay, should be from latest. Okay, and then we can create the one for category, say queue cards. Okay, queue category, is much more safer, and then we take it from the request dot query dot category, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable where we can manipulate, okay, or we can switch its values based on certain if statements, okay, just like what we did up here somewhere. No, not up here. I think that would be for another controller that we did back. I don't know if is it users. Yeah, we did it for users somewhere here. Okay, so just like how we're able to perform certain if statements here or certain conditional statements. So this is basically a ternary operator used to perform conditional statements. We are going to perform something very similar to that over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I am going to come here, and then I'll create this manipulatable variable, say product. Okay, so let product here be equal to, what is it? So here we are going to say that if it's queue latest, okay, if it's queue latest, we want to do something here, right? We want to take this product variable that we stated here, and then we want to assign this value to it. What value are we assigning? We want to await the product variable, the product model dot what find, okay, but we are not just finding it. Since you are trying to find the latest product, okay, we can sort it out by the time that they were created. So we can say created at, okay, they are created at dates, and then we just reverse it. Okay, so it becomes, I mean, since mongodb arranges the products from top to down, when you reverse it -1, it takes the products from down to top, so we obviously get the latest product. And then we can set the limit. To, I mean, looking at the number of items in our database, we can set the limit to 3 or 2. Let's do 1 for now. Or let's do 3 something. I think, yeah, we can do 3. I mean, we can still manipulate things as we go. So else if we check the request coming through, and then we realize that the user is trying to filter the items by category, or is trying to search for an item based on its category, we can pick up this. Okay, let me my charger should okay, so we plug my charger. Okay, so product, we assign a weight, then we assign what the product here, the product model, and then we say find the product by category. Okay, we want to find the product by its category. So inside we are going to pass in this object and call the category field that we have inside our model, category fields that we have inside our model, and then inside we pass in another function. Okay, so we say that in this product we want to since this is going to be an array, we can now pass in the user's query the user's query, which is q category, right? So okay, let's use camel case. That is much safer. Camel case, I think that's like standard. So okay, so now that we have made these changes, we want to say, or else if the user is not trying to filter out any item and is just trying to get all the product, we can just assign this value to that variable, say product, and then we are going to await all the products without any filters. So we just find them and bring them out basically. Okay, then what we can do finally is we can respond, we can send this product as a response to the client. Okay, so rest.status 200, then we are going to say JSON products. Okay, but I mean we're going to send that as an object, so product. Okay, alright, so what we can do now is let's export it. So I'll say get product, and then inside our product route.js we can import it. Okay, it should be here, get product, and it's okay. So now that we know this, we can go out and go and test. We can go and test what we have. So okay, why is it not turning into a function? I guess it will do that later, but let me check. Let's make sure that there are no errors. Okay, yes, database is connected. Let's open up Postman. Alright, so we enter Postman and we want to test the functionalities that we were able to write not long ago. So inside this product section, I would like to create actually I would want to duplicate this. I'll duplicate this real quick, and then I would change this to get product. Yeah, let's just get a product. So I'll change this to get product, and then I'll make this request a get request. Okay, then as usual we're going to pass the product ID here. Okay, no need to pass anything into the body, no need to pass anything through the body. So I can just clean this up, and then we can get just one product. Okay, so we're going to go into mongodb compass, and then I would get this ID. I'm copying this and I'm going to place it here, place it here, and then I would send, and then we should be able to get our product here. Okay, now let's update our product. As you can see, we have this price in string, and in our previous video I talked about us changing this, so we can now update it with our new update endpoint, right? So we can basically duplicate this one again, and then we can turn this into a put. So we can turn this to put, and then we can set the ID. We can set the ID to this one, this particular product's ID. Okay, we can set that here. Then what else can we do? We can come to the body, and then instead of changing these, I can just clean all of these. Okay, I can just clean all of these, and then pass in the price, and then so instead of $24, we can just put in 24. Okay, put in 24. Let's save. I'm going to change this to update product. Update your product. Okay, then let's send. Okay, so as you can see, this is the new price that we are getting. If we go into mongodb and we refresh, we should see the new price here. Okay, so we have been able to update. Now we can get all products now. Okay, so let's duplicate this, and then let's set this to get product. Okay, then we can so get products, then no need to pass in any IDs. Okay, no need to pass in anything through the body. What we can do here is we can just send. Okay, so when we go back into our get products and get products, over here with the get products as in all of them, you can see that we are passing in certain conditions. Okay, and already we've been able to get just one product, so we know that this one works. Okay, so let's try this one. So certain conditions, I'm going to pass a condition based on the fact that we don't have any queries inside our links, right? And then that is going to give us all the products that we have in the products collection. Okay, so going back into Postman, I am going to just send, and then we should have all the products showing as we promised. And so, but before that, let's create extra products so that we can perform our queries. So I'm going to say something like Louis shirt. I'm going to say Louis shirt, and I'm going to set the category to urban classic. I would say elegant. Okay, let's just do urban classic basically, and then I would change the price here to, let's say, 200, and then I would send. Okay, so we've been able to create this. Then let's create something like Adidas sweatpants, and then I'm going to change this to urban and workout. Let's make this workout. Okay, so urban workout, and yeah. Okay, then let's save. Okay, so we have new products inside the database, up to 4 products. Okay, and we set our limit to, let's check, we set our limit to 3. Okay, so let's see. I want to create one more product and change this whole. So I'm going to say something like elegant and what? Elegant and classy. this is classy, not classic, so we can change this to Saint Laurent jacket. All right, Saint Laurent jacket. Okay, then we can create this products as well. Okay, now we have 5 products inside the database. We can now go and get the products here. So let's get the products, all products. So we have all the products here as we promised. Then we are going to query out the products. Now looking at how we are passing in the query, I bring my question mark, then I'll say latest, and I'll set that latest to true, because that's the condition that we set here, that if latest is set to true, then it sorts them out, bring out the latest one according to the dates that they were created, right? So we should have the items being queried out from top to down. So we'd see Saint Laurent jacket first. So let's try. Oh, I think I didn't spell this well. Okay, now we should see Saint Laurent coming. So yeah, now that we've been able to do this, let us test the second condition. So the second condition said, or if you're passing in a category, right, and then a category is found inside one of the categories inside the collection, let's bring that out. Okay, or let's bring that product inside that category. So I'm going to first of all pass in urban, since most of the products have urban in them. So you can see here we have what's the category section? Okay, so we have elegant and classy, we have urban and workout, and then we have urban and classic. So I'm going to pass in urban, and then we're going to get all the products that have urban in it. So let's pass in urban. Okay, no. So here we're going to set that to category. Okay, then we'd send. Okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, category. Okay, spellings are correct. Okay. One second, let's go back into a database and check how the tags are. So we have this, okay, we have this, okay. So basically 2 items in an array, we have 1 item in the array, we have 1 item in the array, but there's supposed to be 2, and then I think that's the same case for this section. Okay, so I think I know what is going on here. So basically you see, when we come into create products, because of the image upload, we had to use form data to create the objects inside the database, right? And then thinking that we would separate these bad boys and then they would automatically separate as 2 separate arrays was actually such a bad idea, because at the end of the day the form data basically took everything the way it was given, right? So in this case, we have to, the only way we can fix this is to go into our create product, and then we are going to create this variable here, and then we say const categories, right? So for the categories array, for the category, for the categories array, we're going to say, in case there's a request body dot category, okay, request body for categories, we basically want to send the body of the category, but we would separate them, right? We would separate them with a split method, okay, separate them with a split method and a comma. So with a split method we can just put in the comma, or else if that's not what we are getting, you can just pass in an empty array. Okay, now that we've been able to set this up, we can, so right under this section we can put in categories and then pass in this category variable that we have up here. Okay, so once you're able to do that, when you open up Postman, let's go back to our database and delete all these new data that we have in here. We can delete all these bad boys we have here. Okay, removing. Okay, so yeah. Okay, the network. Okay, I don't know why. I think the network. Let's refresh this. Let's refresh this. Okay. Let's do that again. Okay, so we're refreshing, and then we should have the products here. Okay, so we are back. I refreshed it, and then we have the products here. Let's delete the products that we have. Let's delete these products. Okay, so we already have this orange jacket set up. I would create the products. Okay, let's save. So we have. Okay, let's create the product one more time. Once it's connected, can create. Okay, so let's create the product. Okay, then I can change this to sweatpants. So I could Adidas sweatpants. So Adidas sweatpants, and then I would say urban, and I would say workout. I would say workout. Right, so workout. Now set this. No, I don't want that. Okay, let's just create. Okay, so we have that also, and then let's have Louis shirt. then I would say that this is classy. Okay, I would say vintage. Yeah, obviously vintage and classy. And then I would set the price to 75. Okay, then I would say red, let's spice things up a bit. Red. And I'll create so as you can see, the items are being divided over here. So when we go back and we get all the products, we should be able to see them separated like they should be. Okay, there's a little bit of a problem here. Let's fix that problem. Let's refresh. Let's fix this problem really quick. I think the Adidas sweatpants is going to give us some problems, so let's fix that. Okay, and let's update. Alright, so now that we have this, we can now filter the items out. So urban, okay, so urban here, and then what else do we have? We have so we are going to query them out with vintage. So if I say vintage, we should have this. All right, so basically we can now filter out our items based on the category, and it works fine. It should work just fine. Okay, so we want to move on to creating the CRUD operations for the rest of our items that we have, like for the cart and the order. Okay, so let's create for the cart. I'm going to create a cart dot controller dot js. Then okay, I want to make that. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the product controller, and I'll copy everything here, drop it into the cart controller. Then what we'll do is over here, obviously we might still want to change the categories depending on the basically depending on the file path, and all these things count, right? But okay, for this one, for the products in the cart, we are not going to pass in the file path. Okay, so for that we can just take that out. And then for the categories, they're obviously going to be given to us as an array. I mean, since it's coming from the database, so we can basically take that out, and then we can clear this as well. So what we can basically do here is to just clear all of this and take it from the request.body. If there are any changes that we need to make in the future, we'd obviously come and make it, so no need to worry. And then we just have to change this to cart. Okay, so this is going to be cart.model, .js. Okay, so I should be able to go there. Okay, cool, I can. So I'm going to change this section also to cart. Okay, so I'm going to select this, then I'm going to select this as well, and I'm going to select this as well, and then no, so I'm selecting this, and this. Okay, and then I'm going to select this too, this as well, and what else? And this, so that everything becomes uniform. So I change this to cart, and then we should have create cart, new cart, and then we have the cart. So let's make this a capital C so that we use this cart. Okay, so now that we know this, we can now highlight this section, then we would highlight this section as well. Then we would highlight which other section? This section too. We'll highlight this section, and highlight this section. Then we just change it to card. Okay, so let's go to delete. Delete is also going to highlight this section. Let's not make no mistakes. So I'm gonna highlight this section. I'll highlight this section as well. Highlight this section as well. And then I would highlight this section as well. Then what else am I going to do? Over here, okay, over here I can come and perform the same thing. That we can highlight this section, highlight this section too. Which section again? Okay, yeah. Then we change it to a card. Okay, so for here I would make this card. Say card items. So I'll make this card items, or card item. Yeah, card item. Okay, then I would come here. So for the get all cards, we do not need all these things, right? We do not need all these things, so I can just take all these things out, and then I would say that I want to get to const card items, then I would say await card dot find, then I'm going to pass in card items here. Card. Okay, so get card. Okay, so let's change this to get card item, and then we can change this to get card items. Okay, get card items, that should be fair. Okay, then what else can we do? Okay, now that we have delete, we have all these ones working as they should. Okay, so what we can do now is we can just export them. So we can take this section, take this, and basically just write card to replace them, and then take this one and this one and make them card item. Okay, so we have them. We can go into the routes here. We can create routes for them, so we can have the cards, dot routes dot js, and then in here we can take this section basically, and we can put them inside the cards routes here. And then I can just take this out. We would import them by ourselves. We don't need this. Then we would use verify token. Okay, then we would create a card. Create a card here instead. Then what else will we do? Then what else do? We want to clear up all these bad boys here. Then we'll say verify token as well. Then we'll update cards. Okay. Then what else do we want to do? Okay, what else do we want to do? We want to also delete the card by verifying token as well. So verify token and then delete the cards. Okay, and then for trying to get the cards, we can just leave them, or we can actually verify a user before getting the card for that particular user. I mean, if there are any changes, we'll definitely do them in the future, but for now I think it makes sense to verify a user before getting the cards. So get card item. Okay, and then here we would want to verify token and get cart items. Okay, all right, so now that we have this, we are going to go into our routes side, and then we would make sure that we are using, so we'll take carts in lowercase. Then let's come here and change this section to cart. Okay, let's check my microphone. Okay, it works well. Then now that, okay, works well. So I am basically going to create the last one for the, what else here? I think for the order. So for the order, what we can do is we can go into the cart and then basically copy everything here, create an order controller, .js, and then I'll paste it here. Then what we'll do is we just change the order to order, then we change this to order, then we copy this. Okay, why are we getting cart here? Let me check on the cart. Okay. So order, so we change this and change this, 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 change this. Okay, so we change this. Okay, what else are we changing? We changed this section. Oh, I think I messed up, but I'm going to skip this part and I'll just change everything and then we'll just come back to it, right? So let's skip this part. I'll just change everything. It's basically copy and paste actually, so I'll just change everything. New order, okay, new order. I just change this to order period. I just change this to new order. Okay, then order. order, change this to order, just change this also to order, and what else are we changing? I'm going to change this to order, and I'll change this to order. Then what else? I will change this to order, and then what else am I changing? I'm going to come here and change this also to order. I'm going to change this to order and change this to order. Okay, then what else can I change to order? This can change this to order. I can change this to get order, and change this to order. Actually, change this to order. And what else? I could change this to order as well. Order. So what else can I do here? I can say get orders, order, and orders. I can do the orders here, and I can also change my orders here. Okay, so when we come here, we can create order, update order, delete order, get order, and get orders. Okay, if there are any changes, we'll come back and make them. So let's just create them here. So I'm going to go into my routes and create a route for the orders. So I'll say order.js, order.routes.js, okay, order.route.js. Then obviously what we did for cart, we can basically do the same thing. Okay, but I think I'd rather use product. Okay, so okay, but cart seems more simple, so yeah, let's use cart. Let's use that for order. Oh no, I mistakenly copied again. Start for order. Okay, so we can just clear this part. And then over here we can say create order, update order, delete order, get order, and get orders. But for the updating of the order, we want to verify if the person is actually the admin. Okay, and then for deleting orders, we can just verify token for now. Okay, then for getting orders, we can just get, okay, but I think every order depends on the user, right? So getting user orders basically, and then getting that. So okay, so we can just verify token for all these ones, and then for uploading or for creating the orders, yes, so for updating the order for the admin, he can do that. Okay, so now that we have all these things set up, let's clear these bad boys because we don't need them right now. Alright, so basically now that we have this, I'd want us to go back and then make our quick changes, the quick changes that we need to do to the rest of our models. So basically, if we want to find by ID here, we would want to find just we want to get the user order, right? We don't want to just get the orders. I just had to pass through because I just wanted us to make sure that we had things set up, then we'd not come and make the changes. So we can now set this up and say user order. So get user order, and then we can get orders. So what we can do here is to say that we take the user ID. So we search for the user ID through the request.params.id, obviously. Then we would come here and change this to get user orders, okay, or get user order, right? Then we export that and then come into our order routes, and then we'd set that up, say get user order. And then what we would do here is, let's clear this, we don't need it. Then we would go into the cart and then we'll do the same thing. So instead of saying get card item, we'd want to get user card item, okay? We want to get user card item because it's every user that is going to create a card. And then we copy that, and we would go into the card controller, and then yes, over here we need to also change this section. And then so over here we can just copy get user card item, and then we would replace it here, okay. Alright, so once we're able to do that, we go into the cart route, and then I'll just change this, just replace this with it, okay. So basically these were the simple changes that we had to make. And yes, as long as we are done with this, we can now move on to the next part. And let's go into the main routes file and make sure that our server recognizes that route, and then we name that orders, and do that order routes. Sorry, it would so do that order routes and order routes. So okay, so this should be a basic setup for CRUD operations, and in the next part of the series, we'll be going into advanced MongoDB functions or advanced MongoDB methods that we are going to be using to perform certain MongoDB queries. Okay, so we are going to be doing a whole bunch of statistical data collection from our database. So if I'd really be happy if you'd be available for the next video to get to understand how exciting this thing works in general. So thank you very much for getting to this part of the video. I appreciate you, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.